Hello, I'm Drew, Application Engineer with SKF. Welcome to the Baker DX user interface video. Okay, so we'll turn on the Baker DX, and this is the normal startup screen that will be displayed. We'll see the SKF logo, and then in the corner we'll see the firmware version that's been loaded. So in this case, firmware version 1.3.5, and now we're at the front-end display screen. It starts by default with the low voltage testing screen. So the main screen is laid out with soft key buttons along the bottom that define the mode of operation of the tester. On the left we have the folder and file menu, the low voltage testing icon, DC testing, surge testing, the save data icon, reporting, and then settings. As we select one of the modes, in this case the file menu, the screen will change for that mode and we'll have sub-menu options above in this row. So for example, if we want to create a new folder, I select the new button, and then I have an option that appears in the middle of the screen to create a folder or record. I'll create a folder. And then we also have a keyboard interface that allows us to input information. In this case, I want to create a demo folder. And that will create the folder in the file structure. Okay. I also have the option to delete and export the data from to a USB memory stick. The next mode is the low voltage testing mode, again where we can select the type of testing, resistance, inductance, capacitance, or armature bar-to-bar testing. We also have options for the type of material being tested, whether copper or aluminum, and then an option to include the temperature for temperature correction. Next mode is DC test. At the top we have the main display that will show the voltage level and current level during the test. We have the sub-menu options to select whether we're using just a DX or we're using an accessory power pack for higher voltage testing. An option for the type of insulation, whether it's thermal setting or thermoplastic. And also the options for entering temperature as well as humidity or both. The next mode is the surge test. And again, we have the option to select the type of host, whether it's a DX, power pack with armature testing, or the ZTX. The type of winding being tested, whether it's Y, connected three-phase, a single-phase, DC field coil, or an armature span test. The test lead select switch, buttons that define which lead will be energized during the surge test, a clear screen, and an option to turn on partial discharge testing. Okay. This next button is the save data icon. By clicking that, we'll save any data that we've captured. And now we're on to the report icon. You click reports, and it will allow us to bring up the folder and records that we've saved and generate reports. You can also display any logos that you may have loaded into the memory. And then finally the settings screen, where we have several options to define tester operations, as well as setting user settings for limits and whatnot. So you have to enable the maintenance mode to access that screen. Password is Baker, and then you can go into user settings and see the different test configuration options that are available. You can also set the clock, have printer settings, calibrate the touch screen, as well as control other settings for all the different tests.